Welcome back to Art Quant Crypto. This is episode 2 with Dardon and Mikkel. So we're just going to get straight into it. A lot of things have happened since the inauguration. We have some major news to report. Firstly, we're going to be going over the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. They have recently announced the formation of a crypto task force to develop clear regulations for the industry. So the task force is led by SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, known for her crypto, basically her being very pro crypto stance and advocacy. So this could push for a much higher bullish market than we've seen.
The market been kind of already hyped on that news, and just like as we see today, this news didn't bring too much price action in terms of Bitcoin. Like when we look at the graph later, we will clearly see that like just the news that they're going to discuss regulation again doesn't bring any high because US is way behind. Like Europe already have a crypto regulation adopted. Some of the big Asian markets have crypto regulation adopted. Some of South American markets have crypto regulation adopted, and America is way behind, and a lot of to catch up. So on one hand, interesting, strong news. On the other hand, as usual, let's see what they're going to do. Let's see how
Of
they're going to
course,
perform.
this idea of a currency that you can't see, you can't hold, but it's tangible. And now, with the advocacy of the US government, this ends up making clarity for a lot of elder generation that they, viewed this as a scam. They didn't view this is something that's real, this is something that's tangible, this is something that has value. So I'm just thinking about the price action that could occur later on in the future market.
I mean, Trump was moving pretty fast, I hope, because if that's going to be delayed further than 6 months, we're going to see very negative price action in the summer. We're going to see it. That's one of the negative things, because one of the sentiment that I'm reading from my analysis, which I was doing throughout the day from listening the podcasters and the analytics that I trust to, that there might be a dump, like there might be a short-term dump if there is no action. The market is kind of already priced in the reserve fund, and if we don't see reserve fund before the end of the week, we might see a short-term correction, but that will be a great buying opportunity at the end of the day. In the banking sector, killing the banking industry, killing the classical banks, makes it very hard to operate a profitable bank in a modern world across jurisdictions because of over-regulation. So, and
it kind of has this risk of centralization, so putting all this regulation on basically this new foundation that the SEC ended up putting out for the crypto task force could end up limiting the basically autonomy of the overall market that we see within crypto. So what I could what that kind of raises flags for me is what that might look like for individuals that are anti-regulation. Like what does that look like? Does that look like people doing what happened with maybe utilizing tokens that are not regulated, or going inside of markets that are not regulated? What that looks like for the overall market, and then the penalties of those people for enacting within these markets that maybe the SEC might deem as illegal, or what that kind of looks like, for the entire. I'm not certain if you saw this. El Salvador just recently, I can't remember the exact time frame. It must have been this like last month, just about between last month and now. They ended up picking up 14 Bitcoins for their reserve. So, that itself, El Salvador, I believe, was one of the first kind of adopters to use it as for their national currency, I believe, for national tender. So that was very interesting to see. And now seeing that they're doubling down on it, picked up 14 more Bitcoin, that's roughly 1.4 million, I believe, just about, that they just picked up. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see more and more countries becoming more and more welcoming, or even potentially considering crypto as their legal tender. I'm curious to see who the next few countries will be to accept that.
So basically, I think that's the hottest theme, and I'm not the only one, as I showed before. 70% of community, of professional community, thinks the same. AI agents are the main thesis and the main investment topic and the hottest idea of 2025. I would like to note right away that it's a risky one. Like we're not like generally speaking, we're not going into those small meme coins most of the time, and generally speaking, we trade in more like large cap, big liquidity type of investments. But this is just too hot to miss. With like
Yeah.
70% potential. This is one of those things that could either 100x or go to zero. That's why we have investment framework which we're using to evaluate it. We are very carefully allocating capital to it. We believe that it should be no more than 10% of your capital. If you are planning to go into it, it should be no more than 10% of capital that you allocate into crypto. So if it's like $10,000, for example, you shouldn't go in AI agents deeper than $1,000 because that's a speculative trade. But let me tell a bit what it is. So
Yeah, let's kind of jump into that because just in case, let's say you're a viewer, you don't know what an AI agent is, or maybe you're not too well versed on what even AI is. So, yeah, take it away.
I mean, in a very simple terms, we use AI agents on a daily basis already. Siri is a AI agent. Anyone who is driving autonomous car is using AI agent. So, ChatGPT in a way is AI agent, just very broad and very decentralized. But actually, so ChatGPT is not an AI agent. I even made a mistake here, because the difference between AI, ChatGPT, for example, AI agent could actually do actions. This is what they would diversify. Knowledge, trading, abilities, in a way, learning the proof. All that is already part of ChatGPT. But actions, it what makes it different. That's why Siri is actions. That's why Tesla, example of
Yeah.
autonomous car, is even more actions than Siri. So that's how I understand it, at least. I mean, there is a couple tweaks here and there, but that's how I see and understand the major difference. That they are actionable. They could actually take actions. They not just knowledge, training abilities. They not just basically responses. They take actions, one on another, depending on the industry. The good example that I made to you, which is relevant to one of your core businesses, is
Music.
the music. Yeah, like the one that the music recording studio, the one that basically and the record label, and the one that creates music, artists basically. So there is AI agent that creates music. There is a bunch of them right now, uh, AI agents that create music, and at the same time there is a recording studio, AI agent recording studio, which recruits those AI agents. But if I understood it correctly, the concept is not limited. Like it could recruit real life people. Like it could recruit
It's insane.
you or like one of your clients if it likes what you do.
It's like, what do you do in a standpoint when jobs are being replaced by AI? And when I say replace, I don't mean necessarily it's not going to replace everybody, you know. But I think it's going to be opening up jobs too. So, like for instance, even if you were to have all of your employees taken care of, you'd probably still need somebody to manage the systems and make sure that everything is taken care of. So I see it as opening up a bunch of new potential jobs as well too, but more within either the tech sector, more within management type style of understanding how to manage everything that's happening, and then outside of that too, more for creatives, because we're gonna have to become more and more creative with how we come up with solutions. And I kind of see that that's what's going to end up becoming very valuable later on, is we're going to have this creative economy, because it's like, what do you do when, well, you don't have to do that much? And what I mean by not that much, I mean in comparison of a worker that had to work 8+ hours every day to now has to work minimal amount because they have all these AI agents that can help them. Great example, ChatGPT. Beforehand, it used to take me hours and hours to write tests or write down, not tests, sorry, write papers, write down things for maybe a Microsoft Word document, an Excel sheet, all of this, all done in seconds. So I think that we're going to turn into more of a creator economy because of this. It's going to open up more jobs, but these jobs are going to be more from a creative perspective or more from a technological perspective?
One important thing that you mentioned is productivity. Productivity and efficiency increases tremendously, and that's very important for continuous economic growth. Like in economics, in most of the economic studies, productivity growth is even more important than GDP itself, because the productivity is the key to making more money. And when people making more money, producing more GDP naturally, and they're consuming more product, which is also important. But I mean, one of the other angles that I think it's important to touch upon is how to hedge against of losing the job, because I mean, a lot of things are going to be replaced. Like
Yeah.
you might be replaced,
Oh,
and I might be
1000%.
replaced, and like, what are we going to do? But like, we have a solution. I was watching deeply and analyzing deeply, and one of the, I didn't. I'm not going to take credit for coming up with it. I forgot crypto bender. I forgot the name of the guy who came up with that solution, but we will put him in the comments, the link to that video. But he has a great point that we all should just look on what we do on a daily basis in terms of our job positions. Look for the AI agents that are going to do similar functions and just buy them. And just invest in them, because we can't fight the wave. Like, we're not,
No.
like it's going to come one way or another. But how we could hedge against that? We could just buy some of those agents. They're
Just be
cheap.
prepared.
They're very cheap right now. Like, we'll show a couple ideas that we're buying ourselves in a bit, but we could be just buying those agents and hedging the risk. And if we're right, and if we're going to get replaced, then they're going to be very valuable, those agents. Very, very valuable.
100%. 100% on that.
And then we could just rest. Just rest and, okay.
Enjoy time with family.
Yeah, and invest in more of such agents, or develop some more agents. Like, that would be a great opportunity. I was like talking to my son another day, like, anyone could jump in, anyone could develop and for any function. Like, whatever you need. Like, you don't like one teacher, you like another teacher, you could develop an AI agent, which will be like the teacher you like.
And
And
AI
you don't
agents
never
are
need to deal with a teacher you don't like anymore. You just have a teacher that you like all the time in the future. In the future classrooms.
that'd be insane.
Okay, let's talk a bit about different categories. So basically, I want to highlight mostly two of them, because a bit on the third one, tooling, not as big. But like, the major ones that I'm looking at right now is like a broader categories is frameworks and platforms. Um, and I'm not looking, honestly, from investment perspective. I'm not at that layer yet, because that requires much deeper analysis. But that's basically individual agents, what we just talked about, individual functions. But let's stop a bit on each one of them. So framework is basically like layer one. It's like the language which is
Yeah.
used, like the main thing that is the basics of it, like the framework for utilizing one or other for creating one or other agent. And then there are platforms. The platforms or launch pods, they're also called. That's where the agents are launched. Because that's the reason why I'm more looking at that. Because that's the top things. Like, they're diversified risk. Usually, most of them use Solana,
Yeah.
or like some Solana, but mostly Solana based. Like right now, Solana or Base, which is like Coinbase layer one stage, because it gives diversification. And even if some agents won't work out, just from the quantity of agents which would be launched, those platforms and frameworks would benefit. In terms of platforms, the major ones is Virtuals and Spectral. Virtual have a crazy market cap of like 3.7 billion, so like it went up pretty fast. Cerebro, entertainment AI agent, creating high quality content. art generation, video generation, meme generation, autonomous social media posting, realized couple music albums. So virtual has been trading, like we're looking at it on a daily graph. So it basically started trading 10th of December. It started at around like I mean I would need to give more careful data, but let's say like on that platform that I'm looking at right now, it started at around, I believe it's a good entry point. Spectral, that's the other one. It's been for like almost like 6, 7 months since May. There is more data to analyze. We could clearly see, like we're going to talk about that more. That's a linear regression. We don't see it on the first graph. That's a technical indicator. That's the statistical indicator. Since my PhD in statistics, I combine the technical analysis with statistics sometimes. But that's
Hmm.
one of the TI which is commonly used, which is like regression curves, linear regression curves. I use 200 days on a daily graph. But we see that the trend is up. That the trend is up. The problem is that the price is on the bottom end of the trend. I mean, it is a great entry point because there is a huge run out potential of 3x right there, just to the previous all-time high at $19 from $7 where it's trading right now. But on the other hand, it might go lower. It might dip a bit lower. So there is no established uptrend. And like again, when we talk more about um, how we use TI for entries, we would explain why this is still in a downtrend mode and not into the entry mode. We want to cross that line. We want that line to be crossed. We want that's a downtrend from our perspective from now until that trend is broken.
It's
Um,
definitely looking like ladder, basically formation.
it's close, basically like somewhere about open. It's like not too high, too far from the opening price. Again, the price, but the potential is incredible, but it's just like
Oh
not
yeah.
there yet. Not that to call a buy on it. Virtuals, I think, is in better place for it, even though it's a more expensive one. Here with spec, there is more access left. This one is another good one that we've been following closely. It's also been up there since a bit longer, like for 3 or 4 months. Extreme growth trend, extreme growth trend from 0.02 cents to $2.4. So like
That is
I mean that's
ridiculous
like
to methodology of, we kind of touched a little bit, but we're going to be getting a little bit more into it.
let's just get a bit a brief summary. We touched on it yesterday. Just let me give you a brief summary, so you understand what generally what value we plan to bring to our community. So basically, like couple things that we plan to do here. 6 things in total. I'm just going to run from them really fast. Up-to-date analytics on major cryptocurrencies, including evaluation of current market state and forecasted price action for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and top 20 major altcoins from our current portfolio or watch list. That will be like a regular thing that we'll
Of
be
course.
doing on like couple times a week, depending on the market condition and state. Then we'll be providing you selected buy and sell signals based on our algos, based on our technical indicators, based on our proprietary tools. We're going to be providing entries, exits, target prices, stop losses. None of it is a financial advice. We're just showing you what we're using. This is like investment level, investment grade algos, investment level grade tools. This is what investment banks use. This is what used on the trading desk. So you will have access to that type of instruments for your trading portfolios on TradingView, on MT4, MetaTrader 4 platforms, perhaps on TradeStation eventually. But we'll see what you guys prefer, because on TradingView you can't place trades. On TradingView you could only use it and then place trades manually, or you could actually connect it like through like there is some connections, but like again, like we will get into details later, but we will be providing you information on what we're doing. What you do is completely up to you. We all remember none
Thousand
of it is
percent.
financial advice.
So again, guys, just to highlight on that, keep in mind this is just Mike and I giving our play-by-play book of how we're deciding to go inside of investments that we're picking. Now, with that said, you have to do your own due diligence, do a deeper dive, and at the end of the day, you know, you have to do what's best for yourself. However, this is not
Risk
financial advice.
management, everything is on you. We're only showing you our books, basically. We're opening our books, and we're opening the technology and methodology which we developed, which we've been using for several years in different markets, which were adopted to crypto and which been back tested. So that's proprietary and thoroughly back tested technical indicators and trading strategy with proven performance record for application in your own trading. But we're going to show you how we apply it, how you apply it. You could apply it in different ways. Trading, that's why it's great for AI, because it has so many angles to it and so many different
Different
variables.
use cases as well. That's the greatest thing about this. And
the
guys,
target.
we're gonna end up making a video on it too, so you can see no gimmicks, no anything. As you know, he said, biggest thing we want to showcase is transparency, growth, and showcasing that. Again, these are our indicators, stuff that we've been already using right now. It's a proprietary, and we wanted to showcase it with the most fullest transparency that we can. And you know, our goal, 1 million. 12 months, 1 million, and that's the goal.
We will be very open. You will see all the wins, the losses, everything will be open. There is no strategy that yields 100%. The last thing is that we want to provide ongoing indication for practical implication. We want you to make money as you learn. The bull run is not going to last forever, and bull run is a great opportunity to make some money, which you're going to be able to reinvest later when the bear market comes in, and you will be able to, and you will be ready and tooled to trade in a harder environment than we're right now.
1000%.
So hopping on board with it's perfect timing. 9 to 12 months of crazy returns are upcoming. Hopefully more than that. We suggest 10,000 minimum to achieve most efficiency. $1,000 minimum. Most likely it will be more, but we cannot create any expectations. Again, it's just how the market is. We know that the average rate of return in crypto is 50%.
Just this week alone, just think about everybody that went above 50% right off rip. And that's the interesting thing with crypto versus traditional investment. Traditional investment takes time, long term. Even with swing trading, that's within traditional markets, you don't really see this type of volatility. So another big thing to keep in mind as you guys are doing this is cryptocurrency is volatile. Now, as we're starting to see with the SEC having their own regulations that they're building in place and their own department for this now, we're going to start seeing maybe less and less volatility within the years to come. So this is a great time to start coming
Volatility is
in.
great. Volatility is how you make real cash. That's
Yep.
how you make money. You don't make money when it's not volatile. You make 10% a year, and that's it.
Yep.
So let's hope volatility lasts at least for another 10 years. So we can make the generational wealth and retire somewhere in
Basically.
West Palm. Trading frequency, entries, exits, take profits, stop loss signals. Depending on market conditions, usually we get around 20 to 40 trades per month. That's what we take. Usually in the bunches of 3 to 7 trades at a time. We would call more signals, however, since we prefer to limit our portfolio not more than to 20 instruments at a time. we wouldn't enter all of them. Like we like to concentrate, and 20 is overspread enough. Like so, we trades both entries and exits at times. That's again what quants do and what we're going to be doing. What our technical indicators and strategies do. We time entries and exits. During our analysis, we would indicate our target levels for take profit and stop loss. However, in actual real money live trading account, we don't have those levels preset most of the time, since we want to be able to adjust them depending on market specific conditions. Like we are oriented and like towards basically breaking those targeted classical stop losses levels, and we don't want to get caught up in that. So
Of
like that's
course.
why it's a bit tricky, it's a bit risky. That's why we don't suggest high leverage, and that's why we don't use more than two leverage when we trade. Um, but this is important to understand that we indicate those levels. But again, this is risk management, and this is what we're looking at. Not definitely going to do it. And if something is changes, we will most likely will just hop up on the
Of
live
course.
stream, and we're obviously going to have all those Telegram, WhatsApp groups. We're going to have all the technology Twitter accounts where we're going to be a post and live
The great
Discord channel
thing about
probably.
having all these channels that we're going to be having for our community is we're doing basically a lot of the time allocation that it takes to actually look into the market, to understand it, do the TI that's needed, and understand these strategies. We're wanting to showcase that to all of you guys so y'all can see it. As I said, we want to be as transparent as possible. And, for how much time that you would need to allocate for investing or managing your crypto investment, we're trying to make it as simplified as possible to where you can watch these videos
We're
3 to 4
trying to,
times a week.
yeah, we're
You
trying
know,
to basically bring it to 1 hour a week
yeah, give us about an hour of your time, and we're trying to just
to show you how to make
shorten
access
it all down together. You
and
know,
make some access together.
yeah.
So show you how we make those access, and if you would like,
If
you
you like to
could
partake,
participate in next taken game. Um, One of the last things that I want to note is investment horizons, because there is a lot of stuff on day trading. A lot of people trade a 5 minute time frame. We don't do that stuff. Like
yeah,
we're more
that's
like classical investors on that side. We're like midterm swing
we,
traders.
we like to mitigate risk. We're not really trying to, as we've said in episode 1, there's already enough channels that you're gonna 1,000x, 100x, 50 whatever x,
In 5 minutes,
yeah,
in
in
five
5 minutes.
minutes.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definitely situations where that occur. Prime example would be Trump's meme coin. If you would have came in at the right time and exited at the right time, that was insane. But those aren't the
But
strategies that
that's
we're
more
looking
than
for.
luck. That's casino. Like we're not
Yeah,
like what we try to bring to that community with that community is stability. Like crypto is enough roller coaster. Like
yeah, it's
there's
enough
enough
volatility
volatility.
already.
Yeah, like you don't need to increase it. Like you don't want to make it even more volatile for yourself. So those like swing and investment style strategies, and on the other end, swing is 3 to 6 months, and we use 1 day in time frame most of the time for swing trading. For long term, we use 6 to 12. Again, it's a combination of 1 week and day for entries and exits, and 1 week for like longer term analysis. But it's still only 6 to 12 months. And whoever tells you that they could predict beyond 12 months,
Yeah, I would
yeah,
run for the hills.
yeah,
I
I don't know.
don't know about that
I
one.
was just talking to my mom today. I mean, I learned from her that they not even that he signed executive. It's not related to crypto, but he signed an executive order yesterday prohibiting United States citizenship by birth.
What?
Yeah, if you like, you know how it was before. If you born in like in United
Yeah.
States, you become American automatically. Like that was one of 200 executive orders that she
Oh,
said. 18 states already said no. Like we're going to like in the courts. Like we're not going to like obey to that. We're going to go to court. But it's
yeah.
crazy. I mean, like no one knows. Like we're living in a fast-paced world. Like the war starts and we don't know how fast legislation goes, fast, slow. I mean, 12 months is impossible. Like 12 months is very, very hard horizon to predict. But 12 months, we go for it because for investment horizon, it just makes sense because like it's how the economical cycles work. Like they work in years, no matter what. Like they
Yeah.
make and work in like 4 year cycles. That's how the covenant works. Also mentions the
The same thing with
presidency
even
work.
price forecasting, quarter one versus quarter two versus quarter three versus quarter four.
And depend again, all our TI, all our strategies, they adjust. Like they're not permanent. Like they like when we go deeper into the methodology, we'll explain to you that nothing is fixed in the modern world. Like you can't just take one TI and trade with it for the next 20 years and make money. It just doesn't work like that. Like you have to adjust and adopt and like everyone is using it. Like and the like it can like it have to be very like accurate, measured,
Of
back
course.
tested. Like uh, smart money use it not the classical way, and we're going to show you how the smart money use it because we come from that background. We know uh, how the smart money uses. We know how the big boys do it.
For certain.
Do we use leverage? I talked about it a bit, so I'm not going to go deep. We do back tests and we develop TI and strategies on a deleverage basis for maximum purity, and we do use leverage as when we trade because smart money use leverage. No smart money trades with no leverage. But the way we use leverage is the smart money way. We'll teach you that way as well as part of our mini course that we're doing. We'll show you the way we use it. And we also talked about time. We would try to make sure that our content allows it to limit it to 60 minutes per week. Sometimes it will be less, sometimes it would be more. At the end of the day, market conditions determine how much time.
Agreed.
But if you're spending more time, you're most likely making more money.
Yeah. Hey,
That's a good part about it.
education's a great way to go, I'll tell you.
But again, it's not about only education. It's about we're going to make it so friendly that you would be only learning as you go, as you make money. Hopefully, as you make money. I mean, we can't guarantee anything, but
Yeah.
hopefully, you will
One
be
thing we
learning
can
as you go.
guarantee is that you will learn. You will learn something new.
For sure.
That's something that I can guarantee.
100% guarantee on that. And I think it's good enough for episode 2. We've been online for like an hour.
Yeah, I think
Let's
this is it.
leave the methodology introduction for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll concentrate deep on that tomorrow.
No, definite. Thanks again for you guys watching. This is again episode 2, the end of episode 2 with Dardon Bella, Mikhail Urinson with Arc Quant Crypto. Please make sure to leave a comment below. What type of material would you guys like to learn more from? Would you guys like to learn more based off of our crypto strategies within the top 20 tokens that we're checking out right now? Are you wanting to see more within the AI agent aspect? Or if there's anything else that catches your eye that you're wanting to learn more from, shoot it down right over here in the comments section. We're all ears. We're for the community. We're trying to grow in unison, and we're trying to make something of a platform where it makes it easy for you to understand what's happening within the crypto realm, the AI realm, investment realm, all of the above. So again, tune in every single week. We will be dropping 3 to 5 videos every single week, all in relation around cryptocurrency, AI, and investment strategy. So again, this is episode 2, Art Quant Crypto with Dardon Bella and Mikhail Urinson.